Today I am making Rocky Road for my missionary who is moving to Illinois, and it's a really easy recipe. I've been making it for a long time, and I use the microwave way. I don't use the stovetop way. It's way faster. It does the same thing. It doesn't change anything. But I'm gonna show you how to do it. So what you're gonna need is 2 tablespoons of butter. This is more than 2 tablespoons. I just haven't cut it up yet. You're going to need sweetened condensed milk. You're going to need a 14-ounce can of it, a 16-ounce a 16-ounce bag of mini marshmallows, 2 cups of nuts. I'm using chopped walnuts. It's just what I've always used. You can use whatever kind of nuts you like. If you don't like nuts, you don't have to use nuts. They are not required in the recipe. And then you need a 12-ounce bag of chocolate chips. This is a 23-ounce bag, so I'm going to be using half of it. Other than that, you need a mixing bowl, which I have right here. Nice big red mixing bowl. And a pan to put the finished product in. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take half of the chocolate chips, and we're going to put it into a bowl that is microwave safe because we're going to be putting in microwave. Once the chocolate chips are in the bowl, you need 2 tablespoons of butter, and you can just throw it in there. Like I said, we're going to be microwaving it, so it will melt on its own in the microwave. Then you take your sweetened condensed milk and you pour it in as well. I like to make sure that we get all of the condensed milk we could possibly want out of this little tiny can with a spoon. Just makes it, easier, thicker, creamier, all that good stuff. So now that it is all in the bowl, we're going to put it in the microwave for 1 minute and 30 seconds. On high. In the meantime, we're going to take our nuts and our marshmallows, and we're going to mix it in. Now, you only need 2 cups of nuts. You can add more or less, depending on how many how much nuts you want. A 10-ounce bag is about 2 cups. It's a little more, but like I said, if you like nuts, then it works out great for you. So we're going to mix the nuts with the marshmallows. Now you need about 7 cups of marshmallows, and a 16-ounce bag has about 7.5, and I've never run into the problem where someone was like, you put too many marshmallows in my Rocky Road. So I say just pour the whole thing in and avoid the measuring. Okay, so as I'm sure you heard, my microwave went off. 1 minute and 30 seconds is about what it took to get the marshmallows all in there. So you're going to take the mixture here out, and you're gonna mix it. So you're gonna mix it all together. And once it's mixed, you're gonna put it back in the microwave for another minute and 30 seconds. You wanna make sure that the mixture is really, really mixed, because you don't want any, chunks of extra butter or chocolate or anything mixing up. So another minute and 30 seconds. While that is cooking or whatever, you want to mix up the marshmallows and the nuts that we had earlier. My marshmallows are a little stuck together, so they're going to be pretty big pieces of marshmallow when it's all said and done. Now you want to make sure that you have washed your hands like a bazillion times before doing it this way. I've always used my hands to make stuff like this. I actually use my hands on a lot of my recipes. It's easier, it's more efficient, and I don't know, it feels cool sometimes depending on what you're making. So after the minute and 30 seconds is up, your chocolate is super melted, as melted as you could possibly want it. You're going to mix it together, and you're going to let it cool, because we're going to be mixing it with the marshmallows and the nuts, and you don't want the marshmallows to melt, and if you put the hot chocolate in on the marshmallows are going to melt. Not only that, but when you mix it with your hands, it's going to burn, and that's going to suck. So we're just going to wait. This is would be a good opportunity to clean up after everything, so like throw things away and whatnot. I think that's what I'm going to do right now. Also take this opportunity to wash your hands again and prepare the pan that you're going to need. I am going to be using a really big pan, just like that. That's the pan. I already had it prepared, so I didn't really have to prepare it during this time, but you can prepare your pan right now. So when this is cooled down, it'll be ready and everything. Now, normally what you would do is you would put wax paper in the pan and then pour the concoction on the wax paper. That way, when it's finished, you can just pick up the wax paper and it'll come out hard and perfect. But I don't have wax paper, so I'm kind of just making do with what I have, which is Pam spray and foil. So, yeah. You want to make sure that you continue stirring while it's cooling down. You really don't want it to harden, or else it's not going to mix with the marshmallow correctly. Once it's cool enough that you can touch it, or if you're using a spoon to mix it instead of using your hands, then you can pretty much mix it after like 3 minutes if you're like really trying to get this done super quick. But again, you really don't want it to melt the marshmallow, so try to wait. Okay, so now that the 5 minutes is up, you're going to take the melted chocolate and you're going to pour it into the bowl that has the marshmallow and nuts in it. You want to make sure you get as much out as you can. Ow. As to not waste any of the awesomely delicious chocolate. I suggest having a napkin nearby, or a sink would work really well because it's going to get really messy and you're really going to want to wash your hands or at least get the stuff off. Also, if you wear any jewelry, including wedding rings, I suggest taking it off. It's not fun to clean jewelry, but if you really don't want to take it off, it's not a big deal. It's going to get messy though. So, after you pour it in, all you have to do is mix it. I use my hands. Okay. Anyway, like I said, so you're going to mix it with your hands. It's the easiest way to do it. It's going to be all gooey and awesome. It feels fantastic, personally, in my opinion, but some people really don't like the feel of gooey things on their hands, you know, and if that's you, don't do it this way. Use a wooden spoon instead of your hands. I don't suggest a plastic one. They're not very strong, and plastic sometimes melts. And that's not good when it's really hot. So, you're going to mix it until it's fully gooey and there are no parts left without chocolate. And see my beautiful hands? Don't they look amazing? And then you're going to pull over the pan that you're going to put it in, and you're just going to transfer from one bowl to the pan. And try and flatten as you go. It's kind of annoying to get it off your hands. If you want really thick ones, obviously use a smaller pan. If you want really thin ones, use a bigger pan. If you want like way more, you know, for like more people or whatever, you know, if you're doing, you know, making it for more people, I strongly suggest doing a thin or a bigger pan, because you can make basically the same amount, but it looks like you made a lot more, you know, so more people will get some, but you don't have to spend like twice as much money just to, you know, make it. It's going to be messy if you do it with your hands. If you're not willing to get messy, don't use your hands. It's pretty cut and dry there. So, yeah. Once this is made, wash your hands because, ew. Gross. Gross. So, it's pretty much done. All you have to do now is pick it up, put it in the fridge,